Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, everyone. We are now convinced that green hydrogen is the answer to the problem. Whether its application is industrial, transport sector, or in the power sector, we need green hydrogen. But in the morning, right from the inaugural session, we have come to know that green hydrogen is expensive. It is 3 times the cost than the gray hydrogen which is now available. You know, if we are to be all pervasive about green hydrogen, then its cost is required to come down. As an engineer, let us dissect that why the cost is high. When you talk about green hydrogen, I'm taking the example of solar hydrogen. Means the electricity comes from the solar photovoltaic panel and it is electrolyzing the water through the PEM electrolyzer or the alkaline electrolyzer. You know that water electrolysis by electricity is a very old technology. It started in 1789. And over the years, it is a mature technology. It is a commercially well-established technology. Now, in PEM electrolyzer, which are now preferred for production of green hydrogen, we have seen that its efficiency is around 70%. And it requires very precious metals for construction, platinum and such other metals. It is required because over potential of the oxidation, anodic oxidation, and the acidic environment of the electrolysis that corrodes the materials. So we need very precious, strong materials for making the electrodes. So that increases the cost. And if we come to the efficiency, its efficiency is 70%. Multiply it by the photovoltaic overall efficiency of 15%. So it is something like 10%. In actual practice, the overall system efficiency is less than 10%. And if we use alkaline electrolyzers, it would come even lesser because the alkaline electrolyzers have efficiency of around 60%. Now, unless we increase the efficiency, unless we get the materials which are abundantly available and less expensive, we cannot get less expensive green hydrogen. Research is going on to improve the electrolyzers. And I believe engineering solutions will come. But then we can look for other alternatives. Right now, Mr. Dasgupta talked about photosynthesis is one of the solutions. Yes, I am also talking about photosynthesis. And what is photosynthesis? It's a very old story, all of you know, but I want to retell this story. And it is necessary to tell and retell the story of photosynthesis in order to understand that how Mother Nature, over billions of years, have made this technology a perfect one. More than 3 billion years ago, cyanobacteria started splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen by taking energy from the sun. So the story started some 3 billion years ago. And you can understand Mother Nature has that experience. And because of photosynthesis, we are today. We breathe oxygen, which is produced by photosynthesis. We get our food, get our clothes, get the energy, this light and everything is coming out of the products of photosynthesis. You know that cyanobacteria plants, they synthesize solar radiation. So I'm going to that story. What they do, take the case of a green leaf or a green algae. It has number of antenna molecules that collect the photons of the solar radiation. And they pass this energy to the reaction centers. There are 2 reaction centers. One is PS2, another is PS1. In PS2, that reaction center, they have a catalyst. It's a metallic catalyst which is embedded in a protein matrix. And what it does, take this energy collected from the photons of solar radiation and split water into hydrogen and oxygen. And this charge separation, it gives you the oxygen in molecular form, it comes out, we get the oxygen. The hydrogen and the 4 electrons which are being produced go to the reaction center PS1. And there, these electrons get extra energy from the photons, and this hydrogen and energetic electrons, they take the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through the pores of the leaves, stroma, and they produce carbohydrate, sugar. That is the energy. So photosynthesis is the natural way of producing fuels. And the products of photosynthesis, long back buried in the earth, we are taking today as coal, oil, and gas. And that's what is giving us the energy. So photosynthesis not only produces usable energy from the sun, but it can also store it. And that's what we are going to do through artificial photosynthesis. Now, if we see from the efficiency point of view, because I told that unless the efficiency is high, you cannot make the technology feasible. You cannot bring down the cost. If we see the photovoltaic efficiency, which is around 15 to 20%, the overall efficiency of photosynthesis is 1 to 2%. So you will wonder that why we are talking about a technology whose overall efficiency is just 2%. But remember, when Mother Nature devised this photosynthesis regulation, it has done for life to exist, to sustain, because we get oxygen, we get food, we get fiber, we get energy. Mother Nature is maintaining this whole earth, whole nature. But our job for getting the green hydrogen is much simpler. We simply need hydrogen. We don't have any other responsibilities. And what is happening in the photosynthetic route is that when they get the solar photon out of the antenna molecules, that energy comes to PS2 reaction center, and it splits the water into hydrogen and oxygen. And you know the efficiency by which it is done. That's the primary efficiency of photosynthesis. It's around 100%. Because one photon coming can make 1 electron separation. So the ratio is 1. So it is around 100%. Now, in the synthetic chemistry or synthetic biology, if we can mimic that natural thing and truncate the reaction, not going to carbon dioxide capture, making food, fiber, because that's not our responsibility. Right now, we have taken the responsibility of making green hydrogen. That means you get a route where the efficiency can be as high as 90%, 95%. And what you need for that? You need the same catalyst which PS2 is using, manganese and calcium, breathed by oxygen and embedded in a protein matrix. Now, why I'm telling that we need to read again and again, we need to say again and again the story of photosynthesis, because if you understand that, you will find Mother Nature in the 3 billions of years has perfected in such a way that it's a treasure island. You will get so many ideas. Still, people do not know how it is happening. So scientists are trying to find out that how that energy is coming from the sun, captured by the photosynthetic antenna molecules. You know, these molecules are marvels of nanotechnology. There are thousands of such chlorophylls, and they work in 360 degrees. Whenever the sun is there, they capture from there. If the sun is very low, diminished sun, they know how to increase the aperture and take more energy. If the sun is very strong, automatically they would shorten the aperture and take less solar radiation so that the system is not damaged. You have seen the sunflower. It comes in the morning directing the sun. As the sun moves, it also moves. Similar way, the photosynthetic antenna molecule follow the sun and capture it. That's the marvel which Mother Nature has developed over these billions of years. And then this energy comes directly to the reaction center without a recombination. This catalytic metallic catalysis, which is there embedded in proton, that protein, that is optimized in such a way that it would not, the 2 charges would be separated in an optimum distance. At a distance which would allow it to take the multi-electron effect, but not so near that it would recombine. In photovoltaics, we have worked for 30, I personally have worked for 30 years. Recombination is a big loss, and that's why you can never get more efficiency. But here, this proton, this catalyst will synthesize in such a way that it would not allow any loss to happen, and that's why the efficiency comes so high. So it is possible to produce green hydrogen at a very high efficiency, and by taking the help of metallic catalysts which are abundantly available. So both efficiency-wise, it will give higher efficiency, and as far as the materials are concerned, these are earth-abundant materials. Work is going on in a very intense way to develop and to mimic the natural catalyst to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. But remember, water is a very, very stable molecule. It would not like to part away the oxygen out of it. So that itself is another very intriguing technology. It requires at least 1.23-fold to take out an electron from water. That's the minimum one, that's the Gibbs energy. But in actual practice, overpotential is required, and it would require around 1.48 volt. But interestingly, in photosynthetic mechanism, the energy budget, what the photosynthetic molecule is 3.6 volt. And
Dr.
how it has done? Because it captures so many electrons through thousands and thousands of molecules.
Dr. Bandyopadhyay.
And so we get quite high efficiency through this.
Dr. Bandyopadhyay, please wind up early.
Okay, so this artificial photosynthesis is going to be one of the solutions. Thank you.